Hello there, and welcome to a little bit of a vlog video. Yo. You can identify the vlog videos by the frame on the thumbnail being red. I'll put my arm on something. Lately, I feel like I hurt myself on everything, poking me. Anyway, I was thinking that it's been a little bit fewer videos lately because of the whole guitar building thing. I had sort of a plan for what I was going to do for May, and I had to throw that plan out when the whole kit thing showed up. And I thought, I don't know, I thought that it would take me a week or two, maybe. No, I think it would take me a week about to make the entire guitar, because well, building guitars, like a kit guitar, is a fairly easy thing to do. It's not really a challenge that much. It's kind of easy, but then things just kept going sideways for me in a lot of ways. I basically got the entire body with all the routing and everything. I got done the first day. It just took me like 2 hours to do, and then the sanding part took longer because I had to sand through all the grit and make sure everything was nice, and then I had to prime the guitar and all of that. And you're getting a really long video showing all of this. I've decided that I'm going to record a sort of music video thing. I hope it's going to be fun. I hope it's going to be a fun little video. It's going to be somewhere around maybe 5 minutes or something, just showing that the guitar works and things like that. Just playing a song, basically. It's not going to be a demo of like all the sounds you can get out of the guitar, because I'm really tired of that whole like someone on YouTube trying to show how a guitar sound. It's never a good representation of what the guitar actually sounds like, and maybe one day I'll get into why, but you most likely know that anyway, so there's no point. And also there's no frame of reference anyway for you guys, because it's not like it's a guitar you can buy. I mean, not really, at least. So it doesn't really matter. And there's nothing special sound-wise about the guitar, except for it having a phase switch and a kill switch. But, you most likely know what those do anyway. So I'm not really concerned with like sound demoing the guitar, which I can do a video doing that as well if you guys really, really want that. But yeah, I'm gonna try to make a short video that is just sort of a fun little thing. It's also gonna be the video that is like where I tag Harley Benton and everything to make sure that they can see the guitar, so that they get to see it, so that maybe I can win the challenge. And also have another thing going in it that will make sense for you all when it happens. I'm gonna try to make all these things come together. But then you're also getting the build of the guitar, the whole build, and that's a really long video, but you're getting it soon. That video is already done, but I want to release it after the fun short video. And that's just a video for anyone who is actually like interested in building guitar and actually want to build guitars, or something like that, or just and it's a 2 hours and 40-minute long video with everything, and nothing is sped up, and nothing is edited, and nothing is I mean, there is editing, because obviously I have to like move my hand around like this to turn off the camera, and I've cut that part out, but I haven't like cut down on anything except for a little bit of sanding where I've filmed it from different angles, so you don't get like 6 hours of sanding, because you don't need that, but you need to understand that there is a lot of sanding. So I hope, yeah. But anyway, it got me thinking about a question, because I've been building a lot of guitars lately, More so than maybe you realize if you're on the channel. I wasn't really gonna do that much guitar. If you saw the video in the beginning of the year, I said I was gonna try to focus in on more pedals this year, and now, well, so far it hasn't really been that way. And I have a couple of things coming, which means there's gonna be more guitars this year. So it's probably gonna be the opposite. Actually, it's gonna be more guitar related and less pedal related this year, which is sort of the opposite of what I said and the opposite of what I wanted, but it's probably the way it's going to be. And I need to really hurry up and make sure I get it all done, because after, I don't know, September, somewhere around there, in the beginning of September maybe, somewhere around September, depending obviously on the weather and things like that. Sometimes September is really warm, sometimes it's really cold. But somewhere around there, it's going to get hard to paint guitars, because I paint them outside for most parts, just because like it's impossible to do inside in a small little house workshop, you know. So I need to get all the painting done before then. So I'm going to have to like speed run guitar building. Well, not speed run, but you know what I mean. Like I have 2, 3, possibly 4. Do I have something more? 4. There's something I'm missing. 5. Yes, I have like 5 guitars that I need to paint. And it might sound like, oh well, that's not a lot, but actually 6, because I have that other guitar as well. 7 guitars. I have 7 guitars that I need to get painted. You know, and it's not just painting, is the thing. It's like sanding, grain filler, primer, painting, clear coating. Yeah, we'll see. One of them I might be able to get away with, and that's the Les Paul kit, because I'm thinking that maybe I'll just do a shellac varnish on it, sort of, you know, put it on with a pencil or something, with a brush, not a pencil. Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, I have 7 guitars that I really need to get done, and it wasn't supposed to be this. The Harley Benton kit was not supposed to exist. It's something that came in left field and ruined everything. And that's 2 guitars now, because I made a new body and I have the old body and I found a neck, so I'm going to build a guitar out of it, because I basically have all the parts, I think. Then the Les Paul kit was something that just showed up, and I didn't have any plans for that. I'm not really even a Les Paul guy, so I'm not even looking at Les Paul kits. But I got it at such a good deal that I thought, you know, I gotta take it. And I'm gonna make something cool out of it, so it's gonna be cool. But yeah, then I have you know, so those are 3 guitars that I was not gonna make. And so I have, let's see here, I have 1 guitar that I had forgotten when I was planning things, that I have this guitar that I started building last year that I've never told you guys about or showed anything of, so you've never even heard anything of it. But it needs to be sanded and maybe primed again, because I might sand through the primer and it's a little bit uneven, and then it needs to be painted, and then it needs to be clear coated. And I really want to finish it, because it's going to be such a cool guitar. It's going to be one of those guitars that I'm going to love. So I'm really excited about it, but it is a little overwhelming at the moment. And then I have the kids guitar from last year that I was like, oh, I'm going to make a new body, and I'm going to experiment with putting on really thin strings and see how high I can tune it. And if you saw my first year's video where I was like, oh, this is what's coming up, I showed you that I had, you know, collected a bunch of things that I was going to build over the year. That guitar, I need to like make a body for it, and then, you know, sand prime all of those steps and paint it. So yeah, and then I have a sneaky guitar that I'm not going to tell you about. You're going to have to wait and see. But I hope that's going to be like the crown jewel of this year when it comes to like videos and projects and things. And it's going to be something that I focus on. I'm going to try to get all the bodies to the point where I can send them, you know, because yeah, I want to get that done during the summer. So yeah, this video is already a rant. God damn it, I've been talking for 10 minutes. I was going to get all of these things out of the way real quick. Get on to the thing about this video. And this is a filler video. It is a vlog video, so if you've tuned out, it's okay. But I just feel like I need to have a video or something before the Harley Benton videos, just because I don't want the channel to slope in viewers and engagement and things like that. So I need to do a little bit of something, even though I don't really have time to film this. No, but I've been thinking about it a little bit more now that I've been doing some guitar building, and it's been going pretty poorly for me. I've had so many mistakes with this guitar. I really threw it in like a weekend or something like that, like a weekend, and then every evening throughout a week, and then yeah, I thought I could do it quickly. But there's been so many mistakes and so many things gone wrong. And some of the things that have gone wrong are strange things, like the electricity burning out in the house, dropping the guitar willy-nilly, just like holding it and just gliding from my hand, like, and just having to resand the entire body because I smashed it against the pavement. It's just... And yeah, and just the fact, this is a funny thing, I haven't told you guys, but I can't film the paint on the guitar. It's really strange. In everything I film, including on my phone and on my camera, the guitar comes out as being red. It looks like it's a red guitar, but it's not a red guitar. I can't film it to make it look like the paint it actually is. It's not red, it's neon purple. Neon pink. It's neon pink. Sorry. It like it's a crazy scream color, like it's glowing. The guitar. It doesn't look like that on camera, and I don't know why. And I tried to like change the color matching and things in post production, but that just makes everything else look weird. So yeah, it's like. Yeah. Anyway, I've been thinking about, because sometimes when you're struggling a lot and you're just like, oh my god, I can't get these things to work. Like, I've been sanding, and now I have to run to the store and buy new primer because I've wasted all the primer I bought that I thought I was going to use for this project, and now like I shouldn't even have to use this much primer, and now I have to double it. It's crazy. It really is. Sometimes when everything is just a horrible mess and you try to live through the frustration and not give up, because obviously we don't quit here. That goes double for you. You ask yourself, like, why do I build guitars? And I have gotten the questions several times, and if you've seen someone ask me, like, why do you build guitars or something, I answer, and most of the times I answer because it's fun, because I enjoy the work, and because I like, making things with my hands. And that's the answer I give for like pedal building as well. But the answer for why I build pedals is a really different answer, which we're not going to go into in this video. I'm not really ready to answer that question. But when it comes to guitar, that's not the entire answer. I mean, it's true that I enjoy working with my hands, and that I've always been building things out of wood and metal and crafting and, fiddling and DIYing and all of that. And I do like that. And I don't think I would be building guitars if I didn't like that, because like it's soul draining to do things you really don't like. You know, some things you're okay with. You're like, ah, yeah, I can do this. You know, but some things are just like, no, never again. And so it's not the only reason why I'm building a guitar. And I was thinking that I would share it with you because it also goes a little bit into like buying guitars, I think, and guitars for everyone. And it's that I'm chasing something too. You know, I don't really care about like my guitar heroes guitars. Like I don't really have guitars heroes in the way that other people do, where they're like, I want to sound like Jimmy Page or something. You know, uh, I've sort of drawn the conclusion that most of the greatest guitarists ever are probably not that good at guitar, and they're just people like anyone, and they just happen to be in the right place at the right time, and they just happen to be good enough at guitar for it to leave a mark, and you know, just have the right set of skills at the right level, and also learn things. I mean, a lot of people that are known for being like these amazing people, they didn't actually start out being that amazing. They became a little bit better along the ride. And I'm just thinking, you know, it's the tools that you use in your relationship to the tools, and how it all works. That's why for example, I'm not really into the whole like discarding parts of guitars. You know, like we can get into the debate about tone wood, but I feel like if a guitar is good, it's good, you know, and it goes both ways. But I feel like, you know, like if a guitar is really amazing and you love it and you realize that it's made out of curled maple and mahogany and rosewood or ebony or something, like, then just be happy that you managed to find something cool, you know, just be happy. Just, you know, it's like when a woman tells you I love you, you don't question why. How can you be this crazy? Don't do it. Just go along with it. Just go. Cool. I don't know. So yeah, I'm just thinking, you know, I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm chasing something too. It's not John Frusciante's tone. It's not Johnny Marr, but I just find that perfect guitar. And I've come to realize that, like, if you have a neck and if you have a guitar and you love it, but the neck is too thick, then you can just take away a little bit of the neck. You don't actually have to like try to find an entirely new guitar. You can just go, I'm just going to take a little bit off. And I'm surprised by how much I can like a neck if I've just thought about it carefully for many years and then reshaped the neck after the way I feel it, and just go slowly and just take off a little bit and just take off a little bit and just reshape and rework the wood and just continue until it fits your hand perfectly. And so to anyone who is like, I don't know if this is worth it, I don't know. I mean, obviously, if you don't like to do it, maybe you can find someone who likes to do it and can do it for you, but like guitar neck shapes and guitar necks, all those things, you know, like this is a soft V, this is a modern C, this is a D neck or whatever, or this neck is chunky or whatever people say. Like, none of those things matter really, or at least I don't think they do. I mean, it's a ballpark way of letting you sort of know somewhat of what it is, but it doesn't matter. You need to feel the neck, you need to play the guitar, you need to just see if it fits perfectly in your hand. And I feel like you get better at realizing it. Like my way of feeling guitar necks, like store-bought guitars, have changed a lot since I've started reshaping them. And I have a lot of moments nowadays where I maybe play a guitar and I can really tell the difference between the little subtle things, and I can really feel the difference in a neck, and I can really tell, like, maybe like, no, you know, this is a really expensive custom shop thing, is not worth it for me. I can't see myself actually feeling this neck for the rest of my life or something like that. I can't play this guitar for that long. I'm not gonna like it. I can tell, because like I have necks that I've shaped myself, and they fit so much better. And so yeah, so it's, you know, it's an interesting thing, and it's a skill that I feel like most guitarists actually don't have. And it has nothing to do with if you're good at playing the instrument or not. Like, I mean, obviously, if you're really good at playing the guitar, you most likely have played guitar for a while. I've never met anyone who's like, I played the guitar for a week and now I'm shredding like Yngwie Malmsteen. That doesn't really happen that often. Oh, my nose. Allergies or something. I don't know. My point is, obviously that's something, but I meet people all the time. They're just like, you know, this neck is so horrible, and I'm like, yeah, no, what is it that is wrong? And they're like, I don't know. I can't really put it into words. I can't really like analyze it and turn it into like data for myself. It's just like, oh, it's just hurting my hand, and I'm like, well, maybe the neck is too thick for you. And they're like, oh yeah, maybe. You know, it took me a real long time to realize that I like really thin necks, for example, and that I like them to be a little bit flat on the back, because you can sort of grab it like this, which is a way I play a lot of chords, but you can also play it like this, which I also play chords that way. I'm mostly a chord guy. I don't really like guitar solos. I think it's cooler if the synth does the solos. I don't know. It's weird. Should probably have learned to play the synth. I don't know. I don't even know if this video is, you know, nothing but a weird rant. But I feel like we need to rant sometimes about something that maybe isn't that important or anything. But I find it interesting that like there's a lot of things that change when you start building guitars. I feel like things like I didn't really think about the fact that where you press down is where you're cutting the string. Like this, you're cutting the strings shorter. You're physically changing the scale length by where you put your fingers, because that's the new zero, basically. I mean, we don't call it zero. We call it like, you're pressing down the E string on the 7th fret or something. But you're basically cutting the string there. You know, not cutting it off. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I didn't think about that until I started to figure out the math behind the scale length, you know, and sort of started to like draw up my own scale length and things like that, which I don't really do that much on the channel because it is a bit of a hassle. It's a bit of math, and it's a bit of boring content, or whatever you want to call it. But there are a lot of things that are interesting. Things like figuring out your own perfect neck shape, your perfect fret, what is the perfect scale length for you, what's the perfect radius on the fretboard for you. And you don't have, if you build it yourself, you don't have to standardize it, you know. You can go like, I'm gonna have a you can go with the 14.5 inch radius on the fretboard, or a 13.7 or whatever, you know. You can come up with anything, and it can be really fun and interesting, and you can really dial it in. And if you have, like, for example, let's say 2 necks that you really like, you can figure out what is the in between on the fret radius, the fretboard radius, and you can sort of find an in between and make your own custom, you know. And it's not even hard. Like, just a little bit of math, and you know, you have to make your own sanding block that is that radius, but it's not like that's like a challenge, really. If you know anything about woodworking and wood carving and things like that, you can pull that out in minutes, or something like 20 minutes maybe. I don't know. So yeah, it's I can't really find a way to sit today. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's something that it's just interesting, you know. And I haven't done that much. I did this more in the beginning when I started building guitars. I just tried to experiment with everything, you know. building guitars out of wood that no one's ever heard of, building guitars out of using weird neck shapes and weird fretboard radius and all of that, and I haven't done that much on this channel because it's something that that isn't that interesting to experiment with, and it also takes a long time to experiment with, so I can't bust out a video every week with that. And I like the experiments more on the pedal things, but it's something you should do. I think everyone should do if you want to build guitars or if you're interested in guitars. And I think that's ultimately where you're going to find that perfect guitar. Because, I mean, no one's... You know, we're all different. All our hands are unique in our own way. And I just feel like, you know... Yeah, if you have something that is truly custom. Truly custom. You know, your own radius, your own everything. And you've really worked on trying to figure out, spent a lot of time figuring out what is exactly the right thing, you're gonna end up with something really cool. And I can't tell you that it's worth it, but if you're interested in understanding things, and if you're like me, for example, and you really want to find that one guitar that is just the perfect guitar, then I think it's worth it. But then again, I am a weird, strange nerd on the internet who likes to just sit there and look at screws and compare them and be like, which one of these screws are the perfect match for this fretboard? So yeah, I'm thinking that maybe I'll do a couple more of these rant things. Can't promise you that I will. I can't promise that there will be a point to them, but it is pretty fun too. Like, I enjoy just talking to you guys and see what you have to say about things. And especially if you also build guitars, maybe you let me know if you have any particular reason or any fun experiments that you've done that you've found out. But yeah, you should really have a guitar that is tailored to you. I'm gonna go. I have to celebrate my sister's birthday, and so yeah, I don't really have time to hang out with you guys, even though I enjoy it. Until next time, don't forget to stay awesome and cool, and go and build guitar and enjoy it. You know, we only have about a week left until Armageddon, so enjoy it and spend it well by building guitars. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now. Bye bye for now.